So, look, just recently I had a post go absolutely viral and off the rails in a Facebook group. And I wanted to talk about the post and why I think that it's such a polarizing topic. And I really can't understand. So maybe you guys can help me understand why it's so polarizing. But first, I want to talk about some of the comments that people were leaving and some of their perspective on the post. And people on the internet just really, I don't think you would say things face to face like you would say things on the internet. And I understand that there's a bit of comfortability and ease when you're not in front of someone. But I really, really, truly believe that if you wouldn't say something that way to someone in front of them, that you shouldn't say it when you're a keyboard warrior either. And I was called some real they just got kind of nasty. They were kind of nasty about, and no one in this group knew me, and no one took the time. This is even worse, took the time to just Google me, because if you Google my name, you'll see a lot. And so it was really disheartening to know that so many people would say such nasty things about someone that has dedicated decades towards helping youth, especially at-risk youth. And the truth is, I have a lot of youth under my belt. I have a lot of success stories. Unfortunately, I have a lot of non-success stories, but there's a lot of people that have come to me and said, Sensei Dave, you've saved my life. And I think that most people can't really say that about themselves. And that's okay. That doesn't need to be, it's not a comparison, but it certainly is when you're talking crap about me and kind of poking at me and who I am. I mean, people were like, oh, you're just trying to sell books, or you shouldn't be around a kid ever. Like I'm a pedophile or something. And so what's the topic? Dignity. The word dignity was polarizing. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why it's so polarizing. And I think that I've come to a slight conclusion. So I'll try to not to have this too long, but I'm going to talk about what I think, and then I'd love everyone's feedback. So dignity. And what I posted is I want to create a speech for high school students on dignity. And the reason why, obviously, is I think that there is a lack of dignity amongst our high school and emerging adults and even older people. But, what led to this is me being on Instagram, and every other photo is some girl with her ass or her tits hanging out and doing provocative stuff. And I look, I know I'm old now, but I wasn't always old. And there's an amount of dignity that I believe we need to have, some self-respect that we need to have as people. And when we start doing things that are undignified, we start to lose our personal self-respect and self-esteem. Okay, so this is going to get deeper than just dignity, right? And posting stuff. So what do I mean? Let me use this as an example. Is it dignified to call someone an N-word? No. Male, female, doesn't matter. And so you're using this word, and you know that it's not dignified. How can your self-esteem and self-respect be up here when your actions are down here? They're non-congruent with each other, right? And so we need to bring our actions to where we want our self-respect, our dignified manner, our dignity and self-esteem to be, right? They need to be up here. And we see that this is prevalent amongst a lot of high school and college students. And let's just be truthful. It's women that can mostly show that they're undignified in an easy way. Why? Because it just takes a photo. It's not socially unacceptable for a man to have a photoless shirt, right? Or a photo with his shirt off. And it is less acceptable in our society for a woman to be shirtless. These are facts. Whether you're a feminist, whether you agree with that, whether you free the nipple, all of it, that doesn't matter. We live in a society, and these things are based in the society that we live in. And these are facts. And so until those facts change, we know that it's less dignified for a girl or a woman to show her breast. Why am I going down this route? I feel like we compromise our dignity for attention. I feel like our teens and our emerging adults, so people that are in college, compromise their dignity for attention. What do you think about that? And so we know that we live in an era, a society, a time that attention is king. And it's so easy to gain attention on the internet. And the less dignified you are, the more attention you're going to get. Think about that. Think about the things that we see on the internet and what goes viral and the things that, and I'm not saying the internet's bad. I'm not saying everyone is posting bad stuff or negative things. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is I think that we're losing the definition of dignity, the definition of self-respect, and certainly our self-esteem. And we know this. We can see that self-esteem is low amongst teens and even preteens. We know that depression amongst teens and preteens is high. So we know these things. These are facts. Studies have been done. You can research. I research studies all the time. So we can't debate that. And so what's the cause? Why are so many teens and preteens and emerging adults so depressed or so disconnected from themselves or so lost? And I know that dignity has a lot to do with it. Self-respect has a lot to do with it. Self-confidence has a lot to do with it. And those three things are all part of the equation. They all are intertwined with each other. And so if I do things that I know are not really dignified, how much can I respect myself? How much can I respect myself? And I'm not making this a male-female thing, and I'm going to talk about what I kind of think it is, why so many women posted so many negative things, nasty things about me, commented. And they didn't know me. And for you if you don't know me and you're watching this, Google Sensei Dave Armstrong, and you can see decades of me trying to better the world, try to help other people while growing myself. Anyway, so I think that we lose who we are by acting in an undignified manner, right? And that makes sense. That's totally like, oh yeah, you go, okay, yeah. If I run around stealing things, if I'm a thief, male, female, doesn't matter. I know that that's not dignified. And so how much can I respect myself? At the end of the night, you stand in front of the mirror and you go, who am I? What have I done today? You know what? I cheated on my spouse. I cheated on my girlfriend. I cheated on my boyfriend. Does that make me feel good? No, of course not. Is that dignified? Not at all. How does that make me feel about my self-respect? Man, it chisels away at it Of course. Does your self-confidence go up or down? Down. Look, I think it's a discussion worth having, and I think it's a discussion that parents and anyone working with teens and emerging adults should have. Dignity. What is that? What does that mean to you? And I'm not saying basic dignity. I think everyone deserves, to be respected at a certain level. But let's be real. The less dignified you are, the less respect you will gain. Right? Is that bad? I don't think so. Not at all. Not at all. There's plenty of people I don't respect. Plenty. In all sorts of positions, high power positions, and people that are just getting by. There's plenty of people that I do respect in all sorts of positions. So the way you act, who you are, how dignified you are matters. It matters to society, it matters to others, and it has to matter to you. At least something that you should be thinking about, right? If you're scandalously dressed all over the internet, you can't be like, I'm very dignified. Come on. Let's be real. You're doing that for attention. Okay. I get it. Why? That's a whole different topic about attention and self-esteem, but dignity is what I want to focus on and what I've been focusing on right now. So, I think the topic of dignity is worth having a discussion about. Something else is all the comments in this group were from women. Women saying, you don't get to judge people and what dignity means to them. You don't get to I was even called a privileged white male. And I say that just to show you the mindset of the women that were in this group. And I get it. I can't say that I don't get it. I get it. But okay, they're judging out of context and they don't know me. But besides that, it made me think, well, why are so many women so sensitive to the topic of dignity? What do you think? Why are so many women so sensitive to the topic of dignity? Is it that they were stripped from dignity for so long, right? From being even able to do things for so long in the United States, in the world. We know that. And it's just almost an embedded hypersensitivity to the topic. Because if I say to a woman, a girl that's, 19 years old, 20, 21 years old, act in a dignified manner, that may trigger her a little bit. Should it? No. But that may. And the truth is, most of the comments were not from women that were older. They were, or younger, sorry. They were women that were older in their 30s, 40s, saying, hey, you know what? You don't get to judge what dignified is or what, and maybe I don't. But it's certainly something that I think as humans, as parents, as adults working with youth, it's certainly something that I think we should at least breach, right? Shouldn't we at least feel like we should have that discussion? A DP, I don't want to say, I'll bleep that out. A blank pic, naked pictures, how about that? Sending to each other. Is that dignified? Is it common? Yeah, but is it dignified? No. When it starts getting out and you're embarrassed, do you feel dignified? Does your self-esteem and self-confidence go down? Yeah. So dignity. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think. I love knowledge. I love conversations, healthy conversations. I wish I wouldn't have removed the post from the group. It just got so toxic that I said there's nothing that anyone is going to post in here that is of any benefit. And I'm very results driven. I love the discussion, but when it gets nasty and these people were just, I don't even understand how they could come to some of the conclusions, that they came to, but without knowing me, and certainly if they knew me, they wouldn't have come to those conclusions. But anyways, so we got a couple of things here. We got dignity. We got, commenting about people in ways that you probably shouldn't, being a keyboard warrior, things that you wouldn't say in front of a person you probably shouldn't say online. We have what dignity means to our youth. Should we be teaching our youth to be dignified? What do you think? Some big things here. I think this stuff is worth discussing, and I'm glad that you watched the whole 16 minutes of this video. All right, make sure that you subscribe and comment and all of that stuff. Whatever. Let's have healthy discussions. I think those things matter. All right, love you guys. Peace.